Hello Internet and welcome to another video on the PCGamesN YouTube channel. Ben Barrett here, joined by Mr. League of Legends, Ali Jones. We're here to talk to you about patch 8.2. What else could it possibly be at this time of year? Been a little while since we did one of these.
Little while, yeah.
Sorry for missing 8.1. It's not like anything happened in it anyway. And then what was it? 7.24b was the one that had changes in it as well.
We decided not to do.
Hopefully you know what happened with those. We did report them on the website at least. So we're here today to talk about 8.2. And you say that, considering we're not actually even into the ranked season yet, this is pretty big.
It's a pretty big patch, I think.
Well, it will be the first patch of the ranked season.
It will be, because ranked starts tomorrow.
Hang on, right, sorry. Did you watch The Climb?
I did watch The Climb.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Holy. Anyway, right.
Okay, ignoring that. The Climb.
Yeah. Watch The Climb.
So yeah, it's a pretty big patch for kind of where it is. You kind of expect most of these changes to be coming in with the pre-season, or at least with 8.1. It would make a little bit more sense.
Get some testing in before they actually matter for games people really care about.
Because we'll get onto them later, but the items changes I think are pretty big.
Yeah.
Champions changes are reasonably normal. There's quite a few of them, and some of them are impactful, but not massively, I don't think. Biggest changes there are Nunu is getting a series of buffs. Mostly because he's been really struggling with no runes specifically designed for him.
Oh, I see, right.
So they talked about this before. They said that Nunu and Ivan in particular were missing out on a jungle mastery, a jungle rune, and I think they tweaked Ivan a bit before, and now these Nunu tweaks coming in. One of them is his Blood Boil will now give AP as well. And then his well-fed, he can stack that to empower his basic attacks. Okay,
cool. So they're basically trying to bring him back up to... like we knew this was going to happen to Earth Champion, we just didn't really know which one it was going to be, right? Was that the new rune system, one of them it would just sort of break. Like,
and really it was kind of uncommon junglers, because attack speed junglers could build precision, and AP junglers could build sorcery, and they could kind of make that work. Nunu and Ivan a little bit. They fit into a bit weird of a situation. So this is why that's happening basically.
Sure, and then Jinx is the other one who's
getting some buffs. She's basically the way in which the two different stances of her Q interact are changing. And then there's some scaling stuff going on with that. I'm quite happy with that because I think it's a buff. And I'm a Jinx main, so
and Jinx is super cool.
Yeah,
so there
exactly.
You go. So that's heroes. Sorry, champions. You can tell them out of practice. Champions. There is like you said, there's a bunch more changes, but it's all kind of like single abilities up and down a little bit, right? The usual tweaks. But items now, it's not. This isn't quite like a mid-season or an end-of-season tier of changes.
No.
But they're the sort of changes you'd expect to see in a patch of that sort, alongside whatever system it was they were adding or taking away. Because they've basically they take away 4 items, 5 items.
They're taking away 5 items. So they've taken away Sightstone and Ruby Sightstone, which is in itself a big change. And they've also taken away the top tier support items. So Frost Queen's Claim, Face the Mountain, and Talisman of Ascension are just gone. They're quite big changes. They're going to affect the way a lot of supports choose to build. I think overall they're good changes. Because what will basically happen is that Sightstone is gone, but quests on support items that you normally have to get 750 gold to fulfill, and they would have kind of different effects depending on the item you got. The quest will now cost 500 gold, which is quite easily achievable in the early game, and it means that the support doesn't actually have to buy anything, or doesn't have to fill up an extra item slot. So kind of in a meta where Sightstone was becoming a specific choice, you had to invest into Sightstone and use up an item slot for it. This is kind of combining 2 slots, which hopefully will give support meta a little bit more to kind of consider and to kind of do, because you didn't have to spend loads on vision. Yeah, because
this is one of those changes. I actually quite like this for 2 reasons. One is that they have seen that there is something that is super popular, and rather than trying to nerf it or change like a whole system around it, they're just like, okay, just give it to everybody, but take it away from being a choice. It's just a thing that you get, because everyone's choosing it anyway. There is no choice. It's just everyone takes this, and it's something that is rote and expected of you. There's too many of those. The other one is that I've been reading about changes to Sightstone for about 9 months. They've been trying to go at this thing. They've been trying to work out where it should be. They buffed it, they nerfed it, whatever. And I respect the bravery to just be like, right, to hell with it, right? Just get rid of it, and give everyone what they want anyway, and then people can make a new set of decisions, particularly in a patch like 8.2 that we weren't expecting to be of any significant size.
I think overall they've been struggling with vision for the history of the game, basically.
I mean, it's the most powerful thing in the game, effectively.
By wards. But I think just giving it to people automatically. It's not something you have to think about. It's not something you have to spec into. It's not something you can forget. It just will happen automatically to you. I think that is generally a good thing, and I think it will benefit supports overall throughout.
Agreed. Runes, some changes there?
A few little changes, nothing
massive.
major.
They seem happy with where they are now.
Pretty much, yeah.
No doubt 3 weeks into the rank season we'll be like, right, this needs fixed.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the balance stuff, but as always, cosmetics.
Yes. So, one skin proper this time round, which is Ops Gragas.
Yeah.
Which is very cool because he rides a little submarine when he's recalling. I like that a lot. There are, if you've been on the website and seen the post, you will have seen this already, but there are 5 other skins on there.
Yeah.
They are not coming out this patch. They're on the PBE currently, but they are the Valentine's and the Lunar Revel / Chinese New Year skins. So they're for Rakan and Zaya, and then Nasus and Warwick for Year of the Dog, and Lux for whatever not. We'll talk about them some other time. But they're
on the
not
way.
going live.
They won't be added in this patch. We'll note when they're coming.
Yes.
They're all pretty nice, as is Arctic Ops Gragas.
As is Arctic Ops Gragas. The only other change coming to skins is Miss Fortune has had 6, I think, of her skins, her splash arts updated.
God, they were bad.
They were so bad.
They were real, like, 2010 League of Legends stuff. I think a few of them were... They combined the Chinese and the English galleries at one point, and I think they kept a bunch of the Chinese ones because they were at least better than the English ones.
Yes.
Because they were made slightly later. The new ones are far nicer.
They are so nice.
Far,
I
far
really,
nicer.
really like some of them. Yeah, in particular, I think the Christmas Misfortune skin just looks really good. I think it's a very nice, like, pin-up style thing. I think it's been really well done.
Yeah. It manages to keep, like... Obviously, they still want to be a bit sexy because that is the character, which is fine. But they've managed to do that without it being as horrendously blatant as it used to be, back in the 2010 days when they were selling the game on that.
Yeah, I mean, there were also some of the worst remaining, like, splash arts, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's left that's still terrible. Does Kedden still have his old, like, palette swap?
No, well, they still exist, but they've been kind of, like, reworked into actual things.
Yeah,
There's a really bad... Commando Garen is an appalling skin.
That's so
like,
bad. Maybe Garen will be next. It's all those really old champions. Anyway, there you go. Whenever they get a rework or whenever they just get bored, obviously Misfortune, they decide doesn't need a rework, but did need some splash out updates. You'll see that happening. That's everything. Watch the Climb is probably the second best game cinematic of all time. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you for 8.3 in about 2 weeks.